Thomas and Friends Story Time. The Christmas Coffeepot, a podcast story for kids, starring Thomas the Tank Engine and Glyn the Coffeepot Engine. Based on the Railway series by the Reverend W. Awdry, created by Britt Allcroft, read by Mark Morahan and friends. This is a story about Glyn. Glyn is a very old red boiler engine. Glyn is a very unusual shape and looks a bit like a coffee pot. So everyone calls him the Coffee Pot Engine. Glyn has a whistle that sounds like this. So let's begin our story. The Christmas Coffee Pot. It was a bright winter day and a thick layer of snow had covered the island of Sodor. Everyone was busy getting ready for Christmas. Marion, the railway steam shovel, had been sent to tidy an overgrown siding on Thomas's branch line.
Deck the halls with boughs of holly, fa-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. 'Tis the season to be jolly, fa-la-la-la-la-la-la.
Marion was moving some fallen tree branches when a voice suddenly cried out.
Hey, be careful, you nearly hit me.
The voice seemed to come from a large Christmas tree. Marion thought the tree was talking to her.
Mr. Tree, I'm so sorry I nearly hit you. Are you okay? I've never met a talking tree before, not to mention a talking Christmas tree.
I'm not really a talking.
Don't worry, I'm not going to dig you up. Not now I know you're a real talking Christmas tree. Certainly not. No. I'll go and dig somewhere else.
But...
And I promise I won't bother you anymore.
Just then, Marion heard Thomas and his coaches, Annie and Clarabelle, coming along the branch line.
Thomas! Thomas!
Hello, Marion!
Marion chased after Thomas. She wanted to tell him all about the talking tree.
Wait! Thomas! Wait! I found something amazing!
When Thomas stopped at Maithwaite Station, Marion managed to catch up to him.
You won't believe what I found, Thomas. In fact, I hardly believe it myself. It's magical. It's incredible. It's a talking Christmas tree.
Annie and Clarabelle giggled.
You're right, dear.
We don't believe you. I know. You must come and have a look. Follow me. Back this way.
Then the guard blew his whistle, and it was time for Thomas to leave.
I'm sorry, Marion. We have passengers to deliver.
Later at Knapford Station, Thomas was telling Percy all about Marion's talking Christmas tree.
Do you think Marion really saw a talking Christmas tree?
I don't know, but she is funny.
Then Marion arrived. She could hear the other engines were talking about her.
I know you all think I imagined my talking Christmas tree, but I've come to see someone who I know will listen to me. Sir Topham Hatt.
Thomas could see that Marion was very sure about the talking tree.
Maybe Marion really did find something.
So Thomas decided to go and look for the tree himself. When Thomas reached the siding, his driver and fireman cleared away some overgrown branches. Then suddenly Thomas saw what Marion had found. It was a very old, rusty red engine with the number 1 painted on his side. Thomas recognized the engine straight away.
Oh, you're the coffee pot engine I replaced all those years ago. But you were on a siding near Farquhar Station last time I saw you.
I was shunted here, there and everywhere before everyone finally forgot about me.
Explained the engine.
I'm sorry I forgot you.
Glyn. My name's Glyn. And you're Thomas, aren't you? How are you doing on my old branch line?
Fine, thank you, Glyn.
Oh, yes. Being useful always makes an engine feel good.
Glyn wished he could be really useful again. Then Percy arrived.
Percy, Meet Marion's talking Christmas tree. This is Glynn, the Coffeepot engine who used to run my branch line.
Nice to meet you, Glynn. Guess what, Thomas? Marion's bringing Sir Topham Hatt here right now.
Glynn looked worried.
Oh dear, once he sees I'm in the way on these sidings, then he'll have to move me again. Oh, to the scrapyard, I expect.
No! He can't!
Thomas and Percy knew they needed to find a way to save Glynn from the scrapyard. A little while later, Marion arrived back at the siding with Sir Topham Hatt.
Mr. Talking Christmas Tree, I'm back. Chloe, where are you?
But nobody answered.
Oh, he was here, sir. He was. I was talking to him.
Sir Topham Hatt didn't believe Marion's story about the talking tree either.
I suppose this means your magic tree can walk as well as talk, Marion.
Sir Topham Hatt chuckled. Meanwhile, Thomas and Percy had taken Glynn to an old goods yard, where they hid him inside an empty shed.
Phew. I think we moved you just in time, Glynn.
You'll be safe now.
But Glynn didn't feel very safe.
Thank you both, but you don't have to do this. Sir Topham Hatt will find me eventually, and then... Oh...
Thomas and Percy left Glynn at the goods yard. But later that night, they were still worrying about what might happen to him.
Do you think Glynn will really be scrapped when Sir Topham Hatt finds him?
I hope not. But how useful can an engine as old as Glynn be?
Then Percy remembered Stephen. Stephen was one of the first engines ever built. Stephen worked for the Earl of Sodor, taking visitors around the Earl's castle.
Well, Stephen's even older than Glynn, and he's still working up at Ulfstead Castle.
Then an idea flew into Thomas's funnel.
Percy, you're brilliant.
I am?
The next morning, Thomas headed back to the goods yard. But this time, he brought the Earl of Sodor with him. The Earl was very pleased to meet Glynn, the old coffee-pot engine.
Oh, Thomas, you were right. This is a very special engine indeed.
The Earl quickly arranged for Glynn to be taken to the Sodor Steamworks to be restored. And later, Thomas and Percy went to see how Glynn was getting along. Glynn had been cleaned and painted, and his rusty wheels had been polished. He looked very smart. Then Sir Topham Hatt arrived.
Hello, Thomas.
Thomas and Percy were worried that Sir Topham Hatt had come to take Glynn to the scrapyard.
How did you know we were here, sir?
Oh, because the Earl kindly called to ask my permission to have Glynn restored. And I must say, I think it's a marvellous idea. I'm only sorry I didn't think of it myself.
So you're not going to scrap Mr. Coffeepot after all?
Of course not, Percy. And when you're fully restored and ready, Glynn, I hope you'll be happy to take me to the Earl's Christmas party. Of course, sir. It'll be just like old times.
So on Christmas Eve, Glynn brought Sir Topham Hatt to Ulfstead Castle.
I must say, Glynn, you look as splendid as the day I built you. Thank you, sir. I feel it.
All the engines were at the castle to greet them. The Earl stepped forward to make a speech.
Welcome to Ulfstead Castle, Glynn. And thank you, Thomas, for rescuing our Christmas coffee pot. Another engine working here at the castle is the best present I could have wished for. Merry Christmas, one and all.
Glynn was very happy. Now he could be a really useful engine again.
Merry Christmas!
The end. Listen out for other adventures with Thomas and Friends Storytime. Parents, if you like what you heard, please leave us a review and subscribe wherever you listen to your podcasts. Tell your friends too. Thomas and Friends is a registered trademark of Gilluley Thomas Limited.